Hey all, welcome back to Fuzzy Ducksy Gaming and day 3 update for the Lightning Strike Raider. This is the 6th attempt at making this video because I keep waffling, so I'm going to make it quick. What have I been spending my time on? Mostly answering Discord questions. I've not really had much chance to game. When I have been, I've been using recombinators to try and craft some gear. Not been successful yet, but I'll bring another video out about what I'm trying to do and whether we make the end result. But essentially it's trying to get 4 amazing mods minimum into one chest. But I will bring a video out about that another time. So gear wise, got a new chest. So 15% fizz taken as coal, which is an essence mod. Then we've crafted maximum life because I don't have life as ES. And then we've started using Eldritch crafting and came across 2 that were okay. So we'll go with it. Only other gear changes. Claw was crafted with recombinators. Again, you just wait until you've got a good mix of mods on 2 claws. But if say you're buying them from trade, it'll be 2 claws that aren't worth a lot. But individually, if you could hand pick all the mods off of it, it'd be amazing. And then you take the gamble and smash them together and see what happens. The other thing that will change, I've bought a taming ring. And I've crafted a new shield through harvest, which gives me 34% ailment avoidance, 24% spell suppression, and crafted life. I can't remember if I was running a Stygian Vise last time or not. We are now. And then a jewel that gives life and lightning damage to attacks, and a little bit of chance to avoid being poisoned. In terms of progress for the character, I'm 95. But I will say farming T16 maps wasn't that fun with some of the Arch Nemesis mods. I would say it took double the time to get to 95 than it should have because I died constantly from magma barrier off-screening me. So for anyone that doesn't know, there's an Arch Nemesis mod called Magma Barrier and it's just broken when they get empowered. They basically shoot magma balls out, but when they're empowered, they do it constantly. So if you stand still for 1 second, you're dead because the ball will land on you. It's super juiced up by being empowered by the Sentinels. How I've been dying from it is it's been off-screening me. So I'll use Vile Lightning Strike on a pack that I've gathered up. They shoot off the screen, hit a magma barrier mob. This barrage of balls then come at me that I'm not expecting. That sounded wrong. And then you just die. So what have I been doing to fix it? So cluster jewels is how I fixed the problem. So what I thought was, I would like to get endurance charge on hit, but I don't want to necessarily spend loads of money on an influence chest that I might not want to be my end game chest because of what we might be able to do with recombinators. So this cluster jewel cost me 2x. It's Sadist, Storm Rider, Toriani's lesson. This one doesn't matter. I just wanted Storm Rider to get power charges. Sadist, because we chill, shock, and ignite. That's, 60% increased daily damage. That's pretty good. And then it was to get enduring composure in. So every time we get hit, we have endurance charges. That pairs really well with the fact I've got Immortal Call. Once I start pushing Immortal Call up a bit, I'm going to be so tanky when Immortal Call's up. And then also fairly tanky when it isn't because we've got that fizz taking us cold on the chest. I cannot remember if I had this Lethal Pride Jewel. Yes, I did, but I didn't go through it. Only worthy notes, double damage, double damage. I've also changed the tree to get more life. This is way less DPS than the guide version because I'm at the stage now where I need to stay alive, really, in boss fights and stuff. The other version is really a cheap way to get you to red maps. And then once you get the currency, that's when you start investing in defense, because defense is more expensive. So I've just taken more life in general and more evasion. So we come through here because you get life and evasion. Gone up here to get a bit of stun immune and life. I've managed to drop these nodes, even though I lose some movement speed. Because I've got spell suppression on a couple of bits of gear, I can drop those nodes. And I've dropped the onslaught nodes as much as it pains me to give them up because they're awesome. I need the points to get life and stuff. Ideally, I'd like to be up here as well for Corrupted Blood and Chaos Threads, but I think I'd have to drop this, which would mean going Warlord Chest, which I don't want to do. So that's where we are with the tree. I think that pretty much covers it in terms of the character and the tree. In terms of my progression and my Atlas strategy, 112 out of 115. The only 3 I'm missing are unique maps. Skill tree, I've spent all of my orbs of unmaking redoing this over and over and over again. So I've still kept a few map nodes for now because I'm not at that point where I've got hundreds of maps. I maybe got like 20 T16, 30 T15s, whatever. That probably is enough, but I'd like to really get my map supply up before I drop all of these nodes. I also like shaving the mountains for the random crafting option because you end up not noticing you've got them. You go into your map device, you might have 2 free essences. I've got a free harvest, I've got a free delirium. This node is really good in this league because all of the map device ones are strong. So how have I been going? So Expedition I dropped because I just wasn't doing them. When your maps are juiced with Sentinels, Expedition with Sentinels is like a death sentence sometimes. So I'd have to come back and do them. Same with Essences, to be honest. Some of the Essence monsters I have to give up on even with like 3 or 4 million DPS when all my Vile skills are up. So I dropped Expedition. I also not really enjoying the mechanic, even though I normally do, so I've dropped it. I haven't blocked it. And actually it turns up quite a lot. So the only things I have unblocked are Expedition and Harvest because they're the only things I'm interested in. They crop up all the time, I have to say. So I dropped them, then I went Alva because we've been looking at playing around with recombinators. I thought, I'll tell you what, we'll do temples, we'll get all these temple mod items and then we can put them in a pool to craft. But they're not that much to buy. Temples are a pain at the moment to run. They're really... I wouldn't say that they are difficult, but they're more time consuming because you have to literally pay attention in every room. Because the wrong mod goes on an enemy, you're in a bit of trouble. You've got to pay attention. And that's what I do like about this update. I still think there's some tweaks that could be done, but you have to pay attention. It keeps you on your toes. It is really fun and it is actually challenging. Then I was like, can't be bothered to run Alva because I'm a lazy gamer. The option could have been, to be honest, to run Alvas in maps and sell the temples. But I thought, you know what? I don't even have the Gravicious craft yet. And if we're going to make a good item with recombinators, Syndicate has the best mods that you can get. And they unveil ones that you cannot craft that level on. So that's my goal at the minute. I've only just switched it. So I haven't taken the node. There's a node up here somewhere, I think, for Syndicate. Where is it? Sure, there's one I haven't taken. Oh, so these ones here. Not bothered about that. Reinforcements are nice, but I'm really there to get the drops and the unveiled items. So these would be nice, but they're too far to go because I'm speccing into Exile. And then that's the other thing I'm doing. I'm taking the node where you take more damage, taking a node where you get a 50% chance to get an altar, and then all the pack size nodes. Okay, so map showcase time. This has been the most unstructured crap video ever, but I've just probably been playing too much and my brain's not working to do the videos. So before we do the map showcases, I'll explain what they are. The actual showcase is going to be the Shaper fight. No, Elder fight. See? Don't know what I'm talking about. Elder fight. It's really quick though. It's probably like a couple of minutes. And then I'm going to do a lower tier map to show you what I was doing to get some currency when I was struggling and what I would recommend you do as well if you hit a bit of a brick wall. So first thing you want to do, pick up every Sentinel you get, even ones that don't look like they can do a lot. That's rubbish because it's Cobalt, only empowers 30 enemies. You want to empower a decent number of enemies for these Stalker Sentinels, so 75 is okay. The reason I picked this up, even though it looks rubbish, I want to combine it with this one when it dies because this has got scarabs on it. And all I will do when that dies is I'll take it off and I will use a power core with something else that hasn't got much on it because I want to try and get this scarab mod. And then I get that. That's then my Stalker Sentinel for another 8 maps. And then I would do the same with the blue one. So this has got currency, empowers 100 enemies if you can get them on the screen. Again, I'll do something like this. So chain 2 times is really good. Chance to add rewards is good. So I'll then hope that the currency stays. And that's all I've been doing to make money really, is other than essences and stuff like that, I've just been farming with my Sentinels, and you end up with a really decent smattering of currency. You get loads of raw chaos. I've had 1 raw X drop. You get an absolute ton of fusions, and they sell really well at the moment. They're like just over 2 per chaos, which is insane. And loads of other things. I've respec'd my Atlas tree twice, and I've still got Orbs of Unmaking and Orbs of Regret left. You just end up with really good currency that you can sell, and you'll end up with scarabs that you can sell. Don't sit on stuff that can sell if you're not going to use it. So let's grab a map. So all I would recommend for this is that you can complete a ALK T3 map or Tier 1 map, whatever you want to do. So We'll go in with our Sentinel. If you want, you can put sacrifice frags in for quant, but probably for white maps I wouldn't bother. Save them for later. So we'll go in. Then what I'm doing is I'm automatically bringing up this Sentinel first. And he can take a while to shoot enemies, so I'll just go around making sure he's empowering enemies. And then we start killing stuff. Where's he gone? Somewhere, probably. Right, there we go. 4 burial medallions. That's probably about 12C, maybe even more. 2 Astragali, more money. And these are just random rewards, because I don't have these rewards on my Sentinel. Armor Recombinator, more money. Let me just quickly do this essence. See how hard empowered essences are? I've got millions of DPS. Well, a couple of million. I'd say millions. Probably a couple of million. Again, we go through. He's got 5 charges left. Right. He's out. So now at this stage, I'm going looking for my shrine that I've got on my Atlas tree to go and try and round some enemies up. Now, they're white maps. I shouldn't die. If I do, well, I won't. But let's strongbox this one, actually. And you round them all up. Burst them down. That's a nice reward. Okay, so that wasn't that great, to be honest. That's pretty poor. But Varlorb's money. It's not a lot, but it's money. What I'm looking for is my shrine. Because that's where the biggest group of enemies are going to be. There we go. So let's drag these towards the shrine. Remember, we can empower 100 enemies. And you don't have to kill them quickly. Once they're empowered, they're empowered. They're not going anywhere. So there we go. 4 Simulacrum Splinters, Chromes, Jeweler's Orbs, and some Essences. So it wasn't the most amazing return, but that took a couple of minutes. Actually, it was the most amazing return. It was good. We got 2 stacked decks. Actually, they might have been from the previous one. No, they weren't. Yeah, 2 stacked decks, 4 burial medallions, armor recombinator, Astragali's. That was just from a T3 map. So let's just do another one, because that actually was quite a good return for this kind of map level. So I don't want to mislead you thinking you're going to get that every time. But these are common, the recombinators. And 10 orbs of alteration. Just get richer. And the good thing is by doing this as well, you're never going to run out of currency to roll your maps. So we don't... Yeah, it's fine. So we go again. The reason I'm doing one more map is because my Sentinel has 1 more charge. So I want to showcase how you combine them again. So again, Stalker Sentinel up. Oh dear. My shrine's right at the beginning. Maybe I shouldn't have put it up. But never mind. We're just going to empower all these guys anyway. And then as you can see, like, he's already only got 32 charges left because of that shrine. You just get an insane amount of mobs around them. And I haven't taken the node to get more, which I should. Power core, which will end up with absolutely hundreds of those. Right, so now we're done. And that Sentinel is now dead as well. Oh, we got another shrine. Oh, there's nothing around it though. So let's try and pull these enemies over here. Again, that was very unlucky because I think the currency stuff was not particularly good. So, do we have another one? We got another charge anyway, and we have another shrine. That's more like what I'd expect for that sort of amount of enemies. My skeletons are trying to kill something badly. And then that's it. I wouldn't even finish the rest of the map unless you need white maps, because you don't need to. We'll pick up that. So we'll go and quickly do a recombinator on my good Sentinel and hope that the Scarab reward stays alive. So again, go straight into that map. Thank you very much. So again, we've come out with some decent rewards. Got a Raw Chaos, fusings that are worth a few chaos. So you need to save these up and sell them in bulk. But overall, you're going to end up with stuff that you can either sell or you can use to map. And if you're doing this, let's say you're just nipping in and out of the map in 2 minutes, you end up with loads of currency. So I don't think people in this league can say, I can't find 100 calcite, upgrade my gear. You can. It is easy. So let's get rid of this loot. And let's try and repower this Sentinel. So I'm going to combine it with this one because it's got not a lot on it. And it empowers 75 enemies, this one 85, so it's not going to be the worst result, either one. All I want to do is keep that Scarab mod here. So we take a normal one because I think the higher you go, the more chance it's got of corrupting your Sentinel. So we'll stick them in. Assemble. There we go. Scarab reward. And we've got 15 charges. And that's another 15 maps now where I can get Scarab rewards. The higher you go in terms of map tier, you're going to drop better Scarabs. I've had winged Scarabs. Like, you drop an absolute ton. And it looks like it's more favoured that you keep the mod if you roll it with another one that basically has one mod on it. So that's it for that showcase. That's what I'd recommend you do if you're struggling. There's a POB in the description, but I'm not finished yet with gearing, so there's no gearing guide yet. That should come tomorrow. I'm looking to add some more pieces into the build. But it feels a lot tankier now and I'm surviving okay. So we'll roll the showcase. Thank you very much for watching and see you in the next one.